So, my people, I am back again trying to make a short video. I happen to come home from work, got to go back to work. So, I'm going to make a short video of something I saw last night on our Islamic website. These Muslims are not tired of throwing their God under the bus. So, I won't be able to share the website with you, but I'll be able to read from the website, and I give you the website in the YouTube link so you could look at the website yourself and see that everything I am saying from the website is factual. And we are representing the website exactly as the website represents itself, but we'll be commenting and showing that the author, whoever's article it is on this Islamic website, the person is very, very naive and is actually throwing his God in the pathway of an oncoming train. You see, since Yasir Qadi said there's all in the narrative, we have Muslims throwing the Quran, their God, and everything under the bus because Islam is a confused mess. And Islam is a confused mess. So as we go into this, we will see from an article what we know the story of Abraham sacrificing his son. And from the biblical perspective, we know that God, it was a test by God. That's what we understand, that it is a test by God. But you will see who this website say was testing was testing Abraham. The website actually doesn't have God testing Abraham. Instead, it have the opposite of God testing Abraham. So let me read from the website for you guys so I could tell you, because I cannot share the website. So the website is called True Islam. It's called True Islam. And this is the subtitle title. True Islam is derived from the Quran and not from the traditions or cultures of Muslim people. So it says it is derived from the Quran. But you will see that this is not true. It is not true that it is derived from the Quran. The person is very, very naive writer. I don't know who write this because I don't see the name of the person at the end of the article. I tried to see if there was a name of the person at the end of the article, and there is no name of the person at the end of the article. But the person is claiming that this the true Islam is derived from the Quran. So it's a true Islam is derived from the Quran. But here is a phrase in the article: Abraham's son Ishmael was innocent. So according to this person, the sacrificed son is Ishmael. And where does the Quran say that Ishmael is the sacrificed son? The Quran nowhere says that. So at the end of the day, you see that this person is not even fair to his own Quran, because he's saying that true Islam derived from the Quran and not from the traditions or culture of Muslim people. But he is saying Abraham's son Ishmael was innocent, as if the Quran is telling him that Abraham's son Ishmael is the son of the sacrifice. And the title of this article is called Abraham's Sacrifice. So from the get-go, you see that this person doesn't know what they're talking about, are these people. So this website name, the name of the website is True Islam. But listen something here. This is very, very important for you guys to hear. Here is the beginning of the article. We read in the Quran that God never advocates sin. And he gave Surah 7, verse 28, that this God of the Quran does not advocate sin. Nowhere in the Quran do we see that God ordered Abraham to kill his son. So nowhere in the Quran can he see that God ordered Abraham to kill his son. On the contrary, God intervened to save Abraham and Ishmael from Satan's plot. So he is saying that it was Satan who ordered, he literally is saying right there that it was Satan who ordered Abraham to kill his son. And the verse that he gave for the intervention is, for Allah's intervention is 37:107. But if you guys look at 37:107, I think I remember this verse. This verse is the verse that says, we ransom him with a mighty sacrifice. That they ransom Abraham's son with a mighty sacrifice. And so the article continue, and he told Abraham, you believe the vision. So this naive person, he's saying, because Allah said to Abraham, you believe the vision, that means the vision was not from Allah. But we'll see if the vision is from Allah, and we'll see how crazy these Muslims think. You believe the vision, and that is 37 verse 105. So the person continue, undoubtedly it could have only been a dream inspired by Satan. So the vision that Abraham had to kill his son is a dream inspired by Satan. For killing an innocent person is prohibited in the Quran and in all God's book. So he says killing an innocent person is prohibited in the Quran and in all God's book. Who is considered innocent in Islam? Who is considered innocent? If you read the story of Moses and this guy, Moses in the Quran, Moses was traveling with a guy, and the guy killed a child, a young boy. And when they asked the guy, why did you kill the boy? When Moses asked the guy, I'm paraphrasing, why did you kill the boy? The guy said, because he's going to be disobedient to his parents. Remember, I'm paraphrasing. So the guy is innocent of being disobedient to his parents. But this prophet of Allah killed the boy because the boy is going to, future tense. So he killed him before he commit the act. So what is considered innocent in Islam? The boy have not yet commit the act, but he was killed. So if you guys look at the story of Moses, and I sometimes I want to find that story, I would just write Moses kill a boy, Quran, even though he wasn't the one who killed the boy. That's the way I find it. It was the guy who was with him, Al-Qidr. I think Al-Qidr killed the boy. So Al-Qidr is the guy who killed the boy. So if you read that story, Moses was traveling with a prophet called Al-Qidr, which we never heard of that prophet because it's not in the Torah. Muhammad was always making up stupid stuff. So he make up a story where Moses was following this. Moses said to him, Kidor, may I follow you so that you will teach me something? of that knowledge, guidance, and true path. So Moses need to follow this guy, not Moses listening to Allah, but Moses need to follow this guy. And then this guy, they travel and travel, and the guy was telling Moses all the time not to ask him any question and all this stuff. So this guy was just a wayward donkey, just traveling, and Moses was traveling behind him. And so they both proceed till they met a boy. Kidor killed him. So this man just killed the boy. They met the boy, and Kidor killed him. And Moses says, "Have you killed an innocent person?" Notice what Moses asks this made-up prophet: "Have you killed an innocent person who had killed none?" So Moses is saying to him, "This guy have killed no one. Why did you kill him? And verily, you have done nukra, a great mukar, prohibited, evil, dreadful thing." So Moses is saying to this idiot Kedar, this made-up idiot Kedar, that you have done a dreadful thing. And this made-up idiot called Kedar says, "Did I not tell you that you can have no patience with me? That you can have no patience with me?" Moses says, "If I ask you anything after this, keep me not in your company." So Moses is submissive to this so-called, and that's what Muhammad do. Muhammad would make up these stories to degrade the prophet of God. You remember he make up a story where Moses, Banu Israel was laughing at Moses because and claiming that he have a scrotal hernia, and because Moses used to take baths by himself. And then one day Moses was taking bath by himself, and Allah caused a stone to run away with Moses' clothes. And Moses run after the stone shouting, "My stone, my clothes, my clothes." And Moses grabbed a stick and beat the stone. And the stupid idiot Muhammad says, there's 5 to 6 marks still leave on the stone after the beating. What a donkey. But anyway, so this man, so Moses said to the guy, he won't ask you, I won't ask you anything else, after this. So Moses is so submissive to this murderer, and you have received an excuse from me. So Moses is so submissive that he's asking for pardon, apologizing. Then they both proceed till when they came to the people of the town, they asked them for food, but they refused to entertain them. Then they found certain there in a wall about to collapse, and Kedar set it straight. Moses said, "If you had wished, surely you could have taken wages for it." Kedar said, "This is the parting between me and you. I will tell you the interpretation of these things which you unable to hold patient. As for the ship, it belonged to the poor." I didn't read about the ship, but I want to tell you about the boy. "As for the boy, his parents are believers, and we fear lest he should oppress them by rebellion and disbelief." So they kill the boy because this idiot called we, somebody who called we fear. This Kedar must be Allah, because he said, "We fear lest." So we intended that their Lord should change him for them for one better in righteousness. So kill the boy to replace him with, without, the boy is without sin because he haven't committed any sin. But they kill the boy to replace him with one better in righteousness and near to mercy. Do you see how stupid this thing is? So in Islam, what do you call innocence? So he is claiming that his God doesn't kill the innocent, but we see right in the Quran where an innocent boy was killed, and by a prophet of this so-called God. But the bad thing about this idiot's article is the fact that he says, it could have only been a dream inspired by Satan. So the vision that this Abraham have to kill his son could have only been a dream inspired by Satan. and look how stupid it is. Look what he's gonna say, and we'll see how what he says doesn't even make any sense. Literally, what he says does not make any sense at all, and actually is supporting Satan. These Muslims, they will support Satan. They will throw their God under the bus, under the train, in the line of an oncoming train, just to support Satan, because these people are Satan worshippers. And I will show you why I say that. He said Abraham's son Ishmael was innocent. But do you notice the lie that he told? He says true Islam is derived from the Quran and not from the tradition or culture of the Muslim people. But he's saying that Abraham's son Ishmael was innocent. Where does the Quran say that it was Ishmael that was sacrificed? Nowhere. So you see, at the end of the day, what did the Messiah say in John 8, verse 44? They are of their father, the devil, you know, and he, when he speak a lie, he speak in his native tongue. You know, so these people are actually speaking in their native tongue. You know, and the Messiah will always be eating these people in their head, spiritually and verbally. So look at this. He says, thus, if God had truly commanded Abraham to kill Ishmael, it would have meant that God commanded Abraham to commit a sin. Do you notice what this idiot said? If God had commanded Abraham to kill Ishmael, then he would have commanded Abraham to commit a sin. Is that true? No. Because the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and God does whatever pleases him. So if God commands you to do something, you're doing the will of God, and God does whatever pleases him. So if you disobey God, then you would be committing a sin. Let's look at a story from the Quran, and I will show you that this guy is straight from the devil. I will show you why I say this guy is straight from the devil, and he's even from the Quranic version of the devil. Do you see that? He is from the real devil, and he's also from the Quranic version of the devil. Why I say that? Did Allah ask Iblis to bow to he actually revealing that Allah is Satan? It did Allah ask Iblis to bow to Adam? Yes. Allah asked Iblis to bow to Adam, right? Yes. So this guy is saying that if God had truly commanded Abraham to kill Ishmael, it would have meant that God commanded Abraham to commit a sin. Many Muslims will insist that God only did this so as to test Abraham and see whether Abraham loved God more or his son. However, this logic is totally insulting to God. So he said the test is totally insulting to God. Indeed, God tests all people, but God tests people. God tests people in upholding his commandment and not in breaking them. So this idiot is saying that God tests people in upholding his commandment and not in breaking them. What this guy doesn't realize that in a test, and when God asks you to do something, that is God's commandment. So he says, in upholding his commandment. But this idiot is not realizing he throwing his God under the bus. If God asks you to do something, that's God's commandment. So if you didn't do it, you would not be upholding God's commandment. Where do we see a similar concept? Iblis. So Look how stupid this guy had. And the Muslims, their scenarios and their analogies are the weirdest, stupidest analogies you will ever see. Suppose you have a 12-year-old son and you taught him all his life that stealing is wrong and that he should never steal any money for any purpose. Now, suppose that one day you wish to test your son. Would you test him by commanding him to go and steal some money for you? Would you command your son to do what you taught him all his life that is wrong, to see how much he loves you? When is people in Islam regarded as sons? When is people in Islam regarded as sons in the first place? And is it the commandment of God for you to obey God? That's the commandment of God for people to obey God, right? Yeah. But look, look how far this idiot is gonna go. So he's actually measuring. He says, he actually gives Surah 6, verse 151. Do not kill any person. God prohibits. So he's actually using the Quran to say that the Quran that did not exist in the time of Abraham, to say that God is God, because that's is God, to say that is God would never test Abraham by asking him to kill his son. But what about Iblis? Let's use the Quran just the same way this idiot used the Quran. What about Iblis? What about Iblis? Allah asks Iblis to bow in prostration to who? Adam. But does the Quran tell you that only Allah you should prostrate to? Yes. So was Iblis right for disobeying Allah? According to this Muslim, Iblis is right for disobeying Allah. And I believe Iblis was right for disobeying Allah. For real. I do believe that Iblis was right for disobeying Allah. Because Allah said, Iblis actually accused Allah of misleading him, and Allah did not deny that he misled him. So let's look at Quran 13, verse 15 and see what it says. Quran 13, verse 15. And to Allah prostrate whoever is within the heavens and the earth, willingly or by compulsion, and their shadows as well in the morning and the afternoon. And to Allah prostrate whoever is within the heaven and the earth, willingly or by compulsion, and their shadows as well in the morning and the afternoon. This is a stupid verse. This is stupid poetry right here. I don't remember reading this one. Maybe when I'm reading through, I just read through and didn't pay attention to this one. But listen to this stupid verse. And to Allah prostrate whoever is within the heaven and the earth, willingly or by compulsion. So Allah will compel you to prostrate. And they said there is no compulsion in religion. And not only that, and their shadows as well in the morning and the afternoon. So can a man bow and his shadow don't bow? What is wrong with this idiotic God, man? And to Allah prostrate whoever is within the heavens and the earth, willingly or by compulsion, and their shadows as well in the morning and the afternoon. So you can bow and your shadow stay upright. It's like a cartoon. I actually saw a cartoon like that before, where a man bow down and his shadow is standing up. Allah is the God of cartoon, man. Let me see if I find this cartoon. And I will show you. Allah is an idiot, man. Allah is an idiot. I'm telling you. I tell you, Allah is a story. I've never heard anything like this before, man. Where your shadow, you could bow down and your shadow stay not bow. Man, look, Allah even take me off track, man. I'm trying to show that Allah is a donkey one way. Allah show me a donkey that he's a donkey the other way around. What is wrong with this God? Can you imagine sensible people worshiping an idiotic God like this? And to Allah prostrate. Remember, this is the God who wrote this according to these Muslims. And to Allah prostrate whoever is within the heavens and the earth, willingly or by compulsion, and their shadows as well, in the morning and the afternoon. There's actually a version of this Quran that actually says, let me show you, let me put, there's a version that actually says, bow to Allah alone. Alone. So let's see if I can find that one for you guys real fast so I can read it for you guys. What a God Allah is. Such a foolish God. I'm more of a God than Allah. What an idiotic God. I could write better book than this idiot. And let me see. Let me see if I could find it. I got to find and just write Alone. See, I think this person may be putting the alone, but it's there. Let's go back. So the clear Quran, Dr. Mustafa Khattab says, to Allah alone bow down in submission, all those in heaven and earth willingly or unwillingly, as do their shadows morning. Wow. So you could bow and your shadow don't bow. Willingly or unwillingly. So you'll be like, hey, shadow, bow down. You bow and your shadow won't bow. You'll be like, shadow, you better bow down, man. And here is another verse. 41. Let's look at 41. 37. So Quran 41 verse 37. I don't know what is wrong with this Allah, man. I've been trying to put sense in the boy, but the boy won't listen to me. Man, I must send Allah to boarding school. Allah is a straight up idiot. Okay. And his signs, okay. And of his signs are the night and the day and the sun and the moon. Do not prostrate to the sun. Sorry. Do not prostrate to the sun or to the moon, but prostrate to Allah, who created them. So that's Isaiah International. Among the signs, this Yusuf Ali, among the signs are the night and the day, the sun and the moon. Do not prostrate to the sun and the moon, but prostrate to Allah, who created them. So this here, prostrate to Allah. So why was Allah having Iblis prostrating to a man? If you're not supposed to prostrate to creation, but Allah having Iblis prostrating to a man. And of his signs are the night and the day, the sun and the moon, do not prostrate yourself to the sun nor before the moon, but prostrate yourself before Allah who created them. So you're prostrating before Allah because Allah created them. But Allah is asking you to prostrate to a man. Do you see? And you look at what the Muslim is saying, that it could not be Allah who asked Abraham to kill his son, because Allah said, do not kill the innocent. But the same Quran is saying that you're not supposed to prostrate to creation in a sense. He said, do not prostrate to the sun and the moon, but prostrate to Allah who created them. But Allah is asking Iblis. He didn't even ask Iblis. He asked the angel. And all of a sudden, Iblis is among the angel. He's one of the angel. Then later, Iblis is a jinn. Because Muhammad did not understand. Islam is a Christian cult. It is an offshoot of Christianity, and it's a cult. And Christianity, we understand that Satan is a fallen angel. So Muhammad heard that. But Satan is also a demon, and Muhammad did not understand what it means to be a demon. He didn't know that demons are actually fallen angels. So what Muhammad decided to do, he create the problem, the contradiction. One place, Iblis is an angel, and the next place, Iblis is a jinn and not an angel, because Muhammad didn't realize that devils, what we call devils in Christianity, is fallen angel. He did not understand that demons are actually fallen angels. So he called Iblis an angel, because when he copied from one Christian, Iblis is a fallen angel. And when he copied from another Christian, Iblis is a demon, and he didn't know that a demon is a fallen angel. So there he goes. He's a copy and paste artist. But we are seeing where Allah is asking that he be the one that people bow to. Only him. He should be the one. But at the same time, this same Allah is asking one of his creation to bow to another creation. But the verse is telling you to prostrate yourself to Allah who created them. So you prostrate to Allah because what? This so-called Allah is creator. But you must bow, you must listen to this Allah and bow to a creature and prostrate to a creature. Allah can't make up his mind. And if you look at what Dr. Ghali translation says, and of his signs are the night and the daytime, and the sun and the moon, do not prostrate yourself to the sun, nor to the moon, and prostrate yourself to Allah who created them, in case him alone you do worship. So prostration is a form of worship. And why are you asking this angel / demon / jinn to bow to Adam? What we are getting at here is that this Muslim is saying that because the Quran verse says you do not kill any person, but the Quran verse also said do not bow to Allah alone. The Quran verse said bow to Allah. So why was Allah asking someone to bow to humankind, to bow down to Adam? So the same way Allah is asking Adam to asking Iblis to bow to Adam, he could be asking Abraham to kill his son. But listen to the verse. This guy gonna quote the verse of the Quran. I'm actually reading from his website, and you will see that this guy doesn't use his brain. Surah 37. Then when he was old enough to accompany him, he said, "Oh my son, I have a dream that I am slaughtering you. So see what you think. So listen to, so this so-called, in the Bible, Abraham did not tell his son that. He didn't tell his son that in the Bible. The son actually asked him, where is the lamb? I have the fire. We have made the fire. Where is the lamb? And Abraham said to his son in the Bible, the Lord will provide the lamb. So that's, and when I actually did that in my video yesterday, and it shows how cohesive it is with the overall Bible, more than the stupidity that Muhammad wrote. Then when he was old enough to accompany him, he said, oh, my son, I see a dream that I am slaughtering you. So, and it's stupid. You said to your son, oh, I see a dream that I am slaughtering you. What do you think? And the son said, oh, my father, do as you are commanded to do. Commanded by who? The verse didn't say he commanded anything. So you see, when you're pirating from somewhere, you and you don't pirate properly, you have a twisted story that only can be explained from the source that you're pirating it from. Notice what he says right here. Then when he was old enough to accompany him, he said, oh, my son, I see a dream that I am slaughtering you. So you say, I see, if my father said to me at any point in time, I see a dream that I am slaughtering you, I'll be like, what? Man, I'm gone like the wind. I'm like, man, when you get that dream out of your head, then we talk. But he said, I see a dream that I am slaughtering you. So see what you think. So he says, so see what you think. This is actually from the website of this guy, the website I gave you. You guys can read it yourself. So he's saying to him, see what you think. Oh, my father. And somebody said, see what you think. I'll be like, man, what kind of dream is that? Man, did you eat some too much carbohydrate last? I said, man, you may be taking too much sugar. You got too much blood sugar. He started dreaming this kind of dream that you're going to slaughter me. He said, oh, my father, do as you are commanded to do. Who commanded him? So according to this Muslim says it could have only been a dream inspired by Satan. So both Abraham and his son were actually following Satan. Because the son is telling the father, do as you're commanded to do. But where did the father say, hey, I was commanded to do anything? You will find me, God willing, of the patient one. So the son said, you will find me, God willing, of the patient ones. Man, what a fairy tale book. What a fairy tale book. If you should read the contrasting story in the Bible, you see how cohesive it is. You see how cohesive it is. Now, I have nothing to do with do what you're commanded to do, and you will find me of the patient one. Then when they both submitted and he placed his forehead on the ground, we call him, O Abraham, you have believed the vision. So here is this Allah calling, O Abraham, you have believed the vision. He didn't tell him he was Satan. So how this guy came, notice what this naive guy says. True Islam is derived from the Quran. But he is saying that it could only have been a dream inspired by Satan. Where does the Quran tell this naive donkey that it is a dream inspired by it? It is a dream inspired by Satan. This is how these guys are rewriting Islam, man. They are above their God, man. Their God is a nobody. Their God is a nobody at all. It says, you have believed the vision. Indeed, we thus reward the good doers. Notice what the God says. Indeed, we thus reward the good doers. If he was inspired by Satan, how is this God calling Abraham the good doer? This Muslim is actually revealing that his God is Satan, a delusional Satan. Because here it is where this man is about to offer his son as a sacrifice, and this Muslim is saying that it was inspired. Let me quote exactly what he says. It could have only, you see the key word, it could have only been a dream inspired by Satan. He said it could have only been a dream inspired by Satan. But then here is the God. We thus reward the good doers. You have believed the vision. Indeed, we thus reward the good doers. This was a clear test indeed. He said this was a clear test indeed. So how was Abraham rewarded when he was about to do evil? He have to be stopped from doing evil according to this naive Muslim. We have made a concession for him in place of a grave slaughter. Hey, look how naive. We're going to show you how naive he is. So we know that this part of the verse, if you remember what this part of the verse says, we have made a concession for him in place of a grave slaughter. That's not what the verse actually says. That's not what the verse actually says. This is the verse that we use all the time. He says, we ransom him with a mighty sacrifice. We ransom him with a mighty sacrifice, and we preserve his history for those who follow. Peace be upon Abraham. So peace be upon Abraham for trying to kill his son. The attempted murderer is a good doer. We reward him as a good doer for attempted murder, according to this idiotic Muslim. And listen what the God said. Peace be upon Abraham. We thus reward the good doer. We thus reward the good doers. He was one of our believing servants. So he was one of our believing servants, but he was going to follow Satan. Because listen to the analogy of the naive Muslim. You have a 12-year-old son, and you taught him all his life that stealing is wrong. That means he's saying that Allah taught Abraham that murdering is wrong. So he's saying that Allah taught Abraham that murdering is wrong. But listen to what Allah is saying. And we preserve his history for those who follow. Peace be upon Abraham. We thus reward the good doers. He was one of our believing servant. He was one of our believing servant. So the God is actually acknowledging that he was the one who gave Abraham the test. But according to this naive Muslim, it was Satan who gave him the test. Then he go off into the Quran. Quran 4 verse 92. No believer should kill another believer except if it is by mistake. So according to him. But if God asked him to kill another believer, he would not. Wow. What a beautiful. So if Allah had asked him to kill another believer, he would be like Iblis. You want to see something that Muhammad said? I'm reading it from this page. The Prophet Muhammad said, when the son of Adam, i.e., human being, recite a verse of prostration and prostrate himself, Satan withdrew, weeping and saying, woe to me! The son of Adam was commanded to prostrate, and he prostrated. So paradise will be his. I was commanded to prostrate, and I refused. So hell is mine. But do you see the stupidity of Muhammad? The son of Adam was commanded to prostrate to who? They were commanded to prostrate to Allah, according to the stupidity of Islam. And the son, and who was Iblis commanded to prostrate to? Satan was commanded to prostrate to a man. So why do you think that Satan would be comparing him prostrating to the so-called God with him prostrating to a man? This is how stupid Muhammad was. If you ask me to prostrate to a man, are you telling me that God wants me to prostrate to a man? I would refuse to prostrate to a man. But if you ask me to prostrate to God, I'm going to prostrate to God. So I don't see the logic in most of the things that Muhammad say. You don't see any logic in it at all. Most of the things, even the Quran verse that we read right here, have no logic at all in it. No logic whatsoever. No logic at all. So, whoever kill a believer intentionally, his penalty is hell. So, if Allah asks you to kill a believer, you should not kill a believer. You should disobey Allah. These people are off their chain, man. They're off their rockers. I don't think they think before they come and make website and talk, if they think about it. So let's look at some tafsir and we will see. Let's look at the tafsir for this surah, surah 37. I was watching this Muslim the other day. I can't remember what his name is. You know, kind of popular guy, like to go to university and give lectures and stuff like that. And he's always in a competition with Christianity and Judaism. He actually says that the prophets are vessels that bring the message, and they have to be pure, so they could never commit the kind of sin that I'm actually gonna quote him, because I think I have the exact spot where he says stupidity. 58:20. Yeah, I have the exact spot, so I'm gonna quote him. And then he actually have the nerve to say, between the Quran and the Torah, which is historically correct. And if anybody, we have gone over the historical, the criteria of historical event, something like that, if historical method. One of the criteria is that if I'm saying something bad about my family member, most likely that what I'm saying is, if I'm a reputable person and I'm saying something bad about my family member, most of the time what I'm saying is factual. Like when you hear Muslims say stuff about Muhammad, crazy stuff about Muhammad, you know, they literally, that you can take that as truth more than when they praise Muhammad. It's literally that way. Because what? If they love him so much, they love him more than their mother and their father, but they're saying this and that about him, that means that he actually did what they say he did. But they love him so much that they will say certain things about him, and a lot of times it could be a lie, because you know, they will there's a thing called self-praise, and where you praise yourself or you praise the person who is close to yourself. You know, when you analyze it, what the person is saying is just from their own love for that person, not from factual event. You know, but like the story of Noah, where they said after the flood, Noah was drunk. If the Israelites are related to Noah, and why would they be telling lie and Noah about being drunk? When they say David did this and took Bathsheba's uh, um, from is that what her name was, from a man, then we know that it's more likely that he did it because what, the Jews love David. That's their king, and they love him. So they're not really telling a lie. When Judah have sex with a prostitute, they're telling the truth because they're not. People don't go around making up lie about their ancestry that will that is disparaging to their ancestry. They tell, if I say something about my ancestry that is bad, is because it is the truth. So, but the Muslim, you will see in this in that video where the Muslim says which is more historically correct. And I look at, I just listen to the video and be like, wow, he have no clue what he's talking about. A man came 2,000 plus years or more after the fact and telling the story. You're going to believe him over the people who tell the story and not sugarcoating. They tell the story just like it is without sugarcoating it at all. So let's look at these stuffs here. So let's look at the tafsir. Oh, 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 oh. I don't know. You don't know. Everybody don't know. Okay. So we're going to look at, that was, let's see if what we can learn from here. Okay. And they will turn one another, question another. Okay, like let's see where that go. But we're transgressing people. Now the word of the Lord is justified against us. Oh, where is it? Am I at the right place? Because I'm not seeing. Oh, I'm at the wrong place. Sorry. I'm at the wrong place. Yes, okay. Here we go. Let's see what this says. He said, my Lord, grant me an offspring from the righteous. So here is the story, and then Tafsir, that after he helped his close friend Abraham, peace be upon him, against the people, and after Abraham gave up hoping that they will ever believe, despite all the mighty signs that witness, he immigrate away from them and said, verily, I am going to the Lord. He will guide me. My Lord, grant me offspring from the righteous, meaning obedient children, in compensation for the people and relative whom he had left. Allah said. So here's the tafsir going down where we get to, and when his son was enough to walk with him, he said, "Oh, my son, I have seen in a dream that I am slaughtering you. So look what you think." Ubay bin Umar said, "The dream of the prophet was what our revelation." Do you see how stupid this guy is? According to the Tafsir, who is this Tafsir? What? Tafsir Ibn Kathir. So this is Tafsir Ibn Kathir, and this is what Tafsir is. Ibn Kathir says, Ubay bin Umar say, the dreams of the prophet are revelation. Then he recite this ayah. He said, "Oh, my son, I have seen in a dream that I am slaughtering you. So look what you think." He told his son that in order to make it easy for him and also to test his patience and resolve at a young age in obeying Allah and obeying his father. Man, there's all kind of Muslim out here, man. Some Muslim will throw Allah under the bus in a heartbeat, man. Heartbeat. Because they want to put Allah in a place so above who Allah is. So according to the Tafsir, Allah is the one who gave the revelation to Abraham to kill his son, because Kitir is saying Umar bin Umar, no, Ubaid bin Umar says, I said, the dreams of the prophet are revelation. Then he recited the ayah. He said, "Oh, my son, I have seen in a dream that I am slaughtering you. So look what you think." He told his son that that in order to make it easier for him and also to test his patience and resolve at a young age in obeying Allah and obeying his father. He said, "Oh, my dad, do that which you are commanding," meaning obey the command of Allah and sacrifice me. Wow. And mentioned in the book. So, let's see what he said. He's true to his promise, messenger, and he used to enjoy. I don't know what he's talking about there. You want to say that this is Ishmael. And the Quran says nothing about Ishmael being the son of the sacrifice. So we see that this guy is throwing his own Quran under the bus. So now let us look at something. Let us look at this lazy body Muslim. I can't do better than call him lazy body. Okay, here we go. So we are gonna look at this video here, and I'm gonna put 58.25, that point, colon 2521, I think. Okay. So let me share this with you guys, and we will look at how Muslim thinks. Worship of man. Muslim, the Messiah is a result of God becoming a man. And we use the scriptures to get to that point. But what we will see is the worship of man in Islam. They idolize men and put men on pedestal that men do not are not supposed to be on. Like, for example, you will see right here. If you go to right here. So let me tell you, this conversation is between a Christian preacher or a priest and this Muslim in the middle and a Jewish man. And I noticed the Jew doesn't say too much in the conversation. I actually don't like the way the behavior of the Christian priest. When the Muslim say something, he actually say hallelujah or something like that. Because the Muslim is there to sell his stupidity. And he talks more than anybody. If you look at the old conversation, he talks more than, because he has something to sell. You know, when you go into the marketplace, the person with the freshest of fish are the best fruits don't have to advertise as much as the person with the worst, because he will holler over here, fresh fish, when his fish is not that fresh, because he's trying to get the attention over to him. But the person who actually have the nice fresh fish, you don't have to holler too much, because the moment people look at it, they know that it is fresh and they will come and buy. But the person with the worst is trying to distract from the others so that people will buy his bull crap. And you will see this in the old conversation here, that this guy is distracting. He talks more than anybody else. And listen to the stupidity that he's going to say.
My point is that the vehicles of God's revelation, the prophets themselves, and again, this would take a lot of deconstruction.
Sure.
Because who tells us the stories of Christ? Which stories of Christ are authentic from a historical perspective? If we were to take a step back and judge it from a purely objective perspective, whose story of Christ wins? And
do you see what the naive donkey is asking? From an historical perspective. Like, is the always the Quran a historical perspective when it came after the fact? You know, how is the Quran a historical perspective when no one who narrate the Quran lives in the time of Jesus? It's way far from the origin of when the time when Jesus is on the face of the earth. If someone, remember Bart Ehrman, what he says, if you're looking for historical evidence for Jesus, would you look to the Quran? No, you would not look to the Quran. The Quran is not historical evidence. And, you know, when you're a Christian, man, you need to use your mouth, because Jesus used his mouth. You know, Paul says, follow me as I follow Jesus. You're going to sit there and let this idiot talking all this nonsense. And you don't correct him from a historical perspective. Or the Quran historical. A man run from a cave, claimed that he was possessed, crying like a girl. Wife do a stupidness. Next thing he claimed he's a prophet. Next thing he's trying to kill himself. Next thing he's saying that Jesus said this. Isa, not even Jesus, but Isa said this. Isa said that. Isa did this. And his God said this. How you believe in a person? How is that person historical proof? That person is not reliable. You can't trust somebody like that. But look at how passive this Christian is.
and becomes mainstream? Whose story of Moses wins and becomes mainstream?
So he turned to the Jew, because the Jew is off camera right here. He said, whose story of Moses wins? So this idiot is in a competition to win something. Give him some milk. So this is what I'm saying. This is the behavior of these Muslims, man. You know, you're here talking about whose story of Moses win. Win in what way? How do you come to the conclusion what story win? And how would you regard a story historical? The closer to the source is the most reliable. You can come later and telling stories and saying that a God tell you this and a God tell you that, and thinking that, okay, so where is the historical event? These things happened long time ago. Where can I find what you are saying? Where can I verify what you are saying? Can't.
There are the methods of extraction are different as well amongst ourselves.
The method of extraction. How do you extract a historical event from a man who came thousands of years, a historical event about Moses, A man who came thousands of years after the fact, saying that this happened and this happened, and a stone run away with Moses' clothes and all this stuff, telling fairy tales and making up stories. That a stone run away with Moses' clothes, and Moses was running behind the stone like an idiot and screaming, my clothes, stone my clothes. And that's historical event. Man, these Muslims are so naive, man, and they expect people to be naive like them. I wonder what's going through the pastor's mind.
And so with that, there are certain stories that maybe you're thinking of when I say that you're going, So I'll give you an example.
Noah.
Well, give me the story.
And he was naked and drunk on the beach.
We have, so that.
We don't read that part in church.
So that attribution from an Islamic perspective, we don't have that attribution in our text of Noah.
There you go.
So the historical event of Noah that came hundreds, thousands of years before Islam, is telling you that Noah was naked on the beach. Why would you not believe it? If a person is telling their story of their four parents and said their four parents was drunk and was naked, why would you not believe it? Why would I not believe it? It's not like, oh, their life depends upon it. Oh, if you know, so I gotta make up this story, because if I don't make it up, they're gonna kill me. No, they're telling stories and they were free to tell their stories. But listen to what this idiot is gonna say.
So what would make your attribution more historically accurate than my attribution to Noah?
Oh, wow. The Jew, do you see the Jew? That's what I tell you, man. There is something about Jewish people. You notice he don't put too much input right to this stuff. That man taught maybe what? He don't put, he sit there listening to the crazy Muslim talking. He don't, what would make your this better, doesn't even make no sense. Doesn't even make no sense. Like literally doesn't make no sense. Like if I'm a historian and I'm gonna read about Noah, I would go to Islam to read about Noah. It's like if I'm gonna read about Bob Marley, I'm gonna about the history of Bob Marley. I'm gonna go to something somebody write yesterday about Bob Marley to read about the history of Bob Marley. No, I'm gonna go way behind that. I'm gonna go deeper than that. What you write yesterday, I'm not even gonna look at it, because I'm gonna look at it. Oh, that was written yesterday. That was written on the 8th. I don't need that. I'm gonna go back, way back, to where people actually know him and are people closer to the source wrote. I'm not gonna go read a little article that you wrote and say, hey, that's the history of Bob Marley. No, I'm gonna go and read from the real sources, the real further sources that are closer to him and his time, and see what I can learn from that.
You understand what I'm saying here?
It's more fun.
It's more fun.
And do you see Christians, some of these guys, man, they take everything for a joke. They take everything for a joke. The guy saying it's more fun. It is more fun. Instead of saying it sounds more factual, he said it's more fun. It sounds more factual for a person to say that, if a person is telling you a story about their grandma and they say, hey, my grandma used to, if a person say, hey, my grandma was from Haiti and my grandma used to cook dogs, because they do eat dogs in Haiti. And it's if he says my grandma used to cook dogs, and this person is now living in the United States and know that it's against the norm in the United States to be cooking dogs. Why would I not believe that person that his grandma used to live in Haiti if he's of Asian descent and his grandma used to cook dogs? Why would I not? Why would I not? Is it somebody say, "Oh, my grandma was in Haiti and my grandma used to what should I say? Cook truffles and this and that, something very expensive and outlandish." I would have asked her, where did she get that from? I really would. If you say, "Oh, my grandma was living in Jamaica and she used to because in Jamaica they eat cow skin and cow feet and all that stuff, and they used to eat cow feet," I would believe, because I know the culture. I understand, and it's, you know, in America to say you eat cow feet, be like, "You eat cow feet." You tell somebody you eat some cow feet, they say, "Man, you eat cow feet." You say you eat some cow tongue, they be like, "Man, you eat cow tongue." But yeah, you do. I've eaten cow tongue before. I've eaten cow feet before. You know, so when they say, "Hey, you eat cow tongue," you know, over here I said, "Man, I eat a cow tongue sandwich, man. It was so good." They be like, "A cow tongue sandwich?" Because I'm telling the truth. And even though it might be like, wow, people gonna look like, wow, that's nasty. You don't care, because you're telling the truth. And a story with a part of it that may be not sounding good. It's not good for you to say that about your ancestors. Most of the time, a person say that it is true. It is true.
And I was talking to a young Muslim the other day who was we have the story of the sacrifice of Abraham, that Abraham sacrificing his son. Now, Jews say it's Isaac, Muslims say it's Ishmael, but how could a man sacrifice his son? How could God command a man to sacrifice his son? And the Islamic answer to that.
Do you hear that? And he's lying too. He's gonna lie right here, because he says, "How could God command a man to sacrifice his son?" And he said the Islamic answer. So he put in a broad look. Islam is so broad, but the broad religion under is small cap, where his small brain is. Because what he's doing, he's trying to sell something to us in the West. And that's what we must realize. They are selling us something that they believe is better than what we are selling. You know, the thing that so it's like, "Oh, I'm selling Jamaican Julie mangoes, because that's one of the sweetest mango in Jamaica." All the Jamaican in the house say, "You know about that." So I'm selling Jamaican Julie mangoes. And they say, "Okay, are a black mango or a sweetie mango." So I'm selling these three mango: black mango, sweetie mango, and Julie mango. And someone from India, because India is a mango country. So someone from India decided, "Oh, you know what? I'm gonna compete with your mangoes." This is what this guy is doing. So he come in here trying to sell us something. But I'm selling the best of mangoes, and I'm making sure that there is no worm in my mangoes. I'm doing the worm test that my father showed me to do. But the Indian man come around. I'm not using any racism or anything. I'm just using India because India is a big mango country. I think India may have the most mangoes in the world, possibly. I know Mexico have a lot of mango, but I know India got way more mango than Mexico. But so here comes the Indian man, and he doesn't do the care that I do. So he's selling his mangoes, but his mangoes have worms in them. And this is what the Muslim is doing, sugarcoating something to give to you. Here he is now, and he's going to tell you that, how could God command a man to kill his son? And he's going to tell a similar story to the fool on the web page. Maybe this is his web page. Who knows?
That is that Abraham saw a dream that he interpreted that way.
Abraham saw a dream that he interpreted that way. Did Ibn Kathir says Abraham saw a dream that he interpreted this way? Is that what Ibn Kathir says? No, that's not what he says. So why is this Muslim selling this kind of information to you? That's not what he says. Because he wants to sell something. You know, the prophets are this, the prophets are holy, they would have never done this, and they would never done that, and they would never, and that's not true. Look at Muhammad's lifestyle, walking around with semen on his clothes and doing all this nastiness, and you know, but yet still these people, of all the prophets, we know the prophets did their evil, but of all the so-called prophets that we heard about, tell me one like Muhammad. And actually, Muhammad came after the advent of the Messiah, the earthly advent of the Messiah. And the Messiah leave laws for all of us to follow. The Messiah says, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. The Messiah said, do unto others as you would like them to do unto you. And look at what Muhammad do. Look at the things that Muhammad do. And you will see if Muhammad is not one of the most wretched, dirty person that you ever met. Yes, but look at this guy. He would trying to sugarcoat what Noah did and what other people did. Historical event of what Noah did. The Jewish historical event of what their ancestor did, not Muslim ancestor, not Arabic ancestor, but Jewish ancestor. You know, of what their ancestor did. You know, you will hear them say, Moses didn't do this person didn't do this, that person didn't do that, Abraham didn't do this person didn't do that, this didn't do this, because no one can prove, no one have any proof at all that Muhammad is from the ancestry of Abraham. No proof whatsoever. None of proof. No lineage that lead back. No proof at all. They tried to create one and they could not create one. No proof at all that he is from the lineage of Ishmael. No proof at all. So let's look at Tafsir. What Ibn Abbas says. Since Ibn Abbas is the cousin of the madman, so let's look at Ibn Abbas says. Ibn Abbas, and when his son was enough to walk with him, so this is Ibn Abbas. When his son was enough to walk with, was old enough to walk with him, when his son was old enough to strive for Allah and obey him, it is only said that this means when his son was old enough to walk with him in the mountain, Abraham said to his son Ishmael, it is also said to his son Isaac, oh my son, I have seen in a dream that I must sacrifice thee. I am commanded in a dream, in a vision, to sacrifice you. So he was commanded in a vision to sacrifice you. So according to the guy before, Abraham was about to follow the command of Satan. So look, what thinkest thou? What do you say? He said, oh my father, do that which thou art commanded of sacrificing me. Allah willing, thou shalt find me of the steadfast in the face of this sacrifice. So you see that. if you look at Al-Jalalain, what he says, and when he was old enough to walk with him, this is to go about with him and help him. This is said to have been either at the age of 7 or at the age of 13. He said, "Oh, my son, I see that this I see that is I have seen in a dream that I shall sacrifice you, and the vision of the prophets are always true, and their actions are inspired by the command of God." So you see what Jalalain says. But you hear what this naive wolf is about to say. What did he say? So let's continue what he says.
But that was not, God never commanded him explicitly, go slaughter your son. And that's where the miracle took place, and it was a ram rather than his.
Then he said it was a ram. Where does the Quran say anything about a ram? These guys are speaking outside of the Quran. The Quran says nothing about a ram. The Quran says a momentous sacrifice, a tremendous victim, great sacrifice. That's what he says. An enormous sacrifice. That's what the Quran says. He said nothing about a ram. So you know what they're doing? They reading and leaning on the very book that they are saying that is not historical. Leaning on it. They can't survive without the Torah, because the Torah is what tells you that it is a ram. Well, listen to the naive donkey.
Perspective. If we were to take a step back and judge it from a purely objective perspective, whose story of Christ wins and becomes mainstream? Whose story of Moses wins and becomes mainstream? There are the methods of extraction are different as well. Among
the method of extraction is not different, because you just caught pirating from the Torah. You just caught pirating from the Torah, because nowhere did your Quran says anything about a ram. So how is the method of extraction different? You're just like Muhammad, pirating and making up your own story.
Ourselves. And so with that, there are certain stories that maybe you're thinking of when I say that, you're going, So I'll give you an example.
Noah.
Well, give me the story.
He didn't even know the story of Noah. He didn't know. You could tell that he didn't know. He didn't even know the story of Noah. He said, well, give me the story. He didn't know the story of Noah, because they sit and they believe in this man and his stupid book.
And he was naked and drunk on the beach.
We have so that
we don't read that part in church.
So that
they don't read that part in his church.
That attribution, from an Islamic perspective, we don't have that attribution in our text of Noah.
There you go.
So what would make your attribution more historically accurate than my attribution to Noah? Do you understand what I'm saying here?
It's more fun.
It's more fun. And I was talking to a
The Christian must be mocking him. I must be that.
young Muslim the other day. We have the story of the sacrifice of Abraham, that Abraham sacrificing his son. Now, Jews say it's Isaac, Muslims say it's Ishmael.
Yep.
But how could a man sacrifice his son? How could God command a man to sacrifice his son? And the Islamic answer to that is that Abraham saw a dream that he interpreted that way. But that was not, God never commanded him explicitly, go slaughter your son. And that's where the miracle took.
God never, he interpreted the dream that way. But notice what the tafsir says. And this is, as I say, listen to what the tafsir says. and you will know that these guys are just wolves in sheep clothing. It said the vision of the prophets are always true, and their actions are inspired by the command of God. Exalt be he, so see what you think. This is what the tafsir is saying of the dream. He consulted him so that he, the son, might accept the idea of being sacrificed and comply with the command for it. He said, "Oh, my father," the final, whatever that, replace the, what is, do whatever you have been commanded to do. You shall find me, God willing, of the steadfast in this affair. So you see, all these tafsir, and not one of them is saying that what this guy is saying, that it is a dream and Allah did not command it. None of them is saying that. None of them is saying that. None of them is saying it. None of them. But this Muslim alone throwing his religion under the bus.
Took place, and it was a ram rather than his son. So
it was a ram. Where's a ram in the Quran? So historically, you have to go back to the Torah historically, because your God say a tremendous sacrifice, and a ram is such a tremendous sacrifice. Wow. I've slaughtered a ram before, and it's not tremendous. And it's not momentous or enormous. It must be a, what they call it, they used to call that stuff, that thing looking like an elephant. Or a dinosaur. Allah kill off the dinosaur, sacrifice all the dinosaurs. I think Allah was sacrificing a dinosaur, because it was like a tremendous sacrifice, a momentous sacrifice. When this guy is saying a ram.
we don't attribute immorality to the prophets. Mistakes they
See the stupidity of this guy. We don't attribute immorality. What is immorality in Islam? Islam have no morality. Literally, Islam have no morality. So I don't know how you don't attribute immorality when you don't have no morality. So you don't know what immorality is, because what you consider morality to us is immorality. It's immorality for a man to be walking around with semen on his clothes. So he said Islam is not does not attribute immorality to the prophet. It's immorality and nastiness for a man to be taking bath in sewage water where there's dead dogs and menstrual rags. So what do you? It's immorality for a man to take his adopted son's wife. So I don't know what you call immorality. You know, what do you call immorality? I don't understand this guy. It's immorality for a man to lead invasion and capture women and allow his men to have sex with them and give them the go-ahead to ejaculate in the women, then sell them as slaves. That's immorality. So what is this idiot talking about? I don't know.
They made mistakes, but those mistakes would not.
Oh, that's a mistake. All this stuff that I just count is mistake. You remember Hamza, the headless hamster from Speaker Corner, saying that the decision to eat the fruit in the garden was a mistake on the part of Adam. And according to the Quran, Iblis, Satan, warned them. Satan reminded them what Allah said. Satan actually remind them what Allah said. Before he tempt them, he remind them what Allah said. And according to Hamza, it's a mistake. It was a mistake. A mistake is something that you make just happen spontaneously, and it's not something that you premeditate. That's what a mistake is. Like if I got up from this table and with my headphones still on and not thinking about it, and I drop my microphone off and break it, that's a mistake. But if I know the headphone is on and I'm aware that I'm getting up from the table with the headphone and I'm holding on to it and dragging the microphone, that's not a mistake.
Compromise the integrity of the message that they had. And that's where
your behavior does not come, and that's why this is how idiotic this Muslim is. A man's behavior, when the prophet behavior, as in David's behavior, doesn't compromise God, because David get clear warning from God. So it doesn't compromise the message of God. It actually make you see that this message is from a higher place. Because look at the life of David. Look at the life of David. When David took the wife of that man and caused the man's death and took the wife of that man, do you see the punishment that God put upon him? And then did God warn him before all this? Yes, God warned him before all this, all the way from the book of what? Deuteronomy. From the book of Deuteronomy, God warned David. All the way from the book of Deuteronomy, God is warning David. Is it what? Deuteronomy 17? Deuteronomy 17, I think. I think it's Deuteronomy 17. Deuteronomy 17. God said the king must not take many wives, or his heart will be led astray. Deuteronomy 17, verse 17. So God warned him. So what does that tell us? When David come with a message from God, it's more likable for us to believe it because of his immorality. Because we say, hey, that didn't come from him because he's immoral. But Muhammad, look, on the other hand, Aisha had to say, it seems like your Lord is to fulfill your desire when it comes to his sexual immorality. That's where you see the difference. God punished David for his sexual immorality and the immorality of his deed, but Muhammad, God was rewarding him for his sexual immorality. He go to the man's house, lusted after the man's wife, and then tell the man, keep your wife and fear God. And sometimes when you hear these people talk and say, keep your wife and fear God, they're actually talking about the real God there. But then the fake God came in. The demons that is possessed in them. The fake God came in. The demon that possessed them, that created Islam, came in and telling him. Because which God could he be keeping his wife and fear if the God is giving him the man's wife? If Muhammad is saying to his adopted son, keep your wife and fear God. And then there's a God that's giving him the man's wife. Which God was he supposed to fear in the first place? The one that Jesus told us about. The one that Jesus said, give the law that says, do not put away your wife unless it is sexual immorality. Yeah. That's the one. So even Satan will tell you something sometimes just to reveal. So God will allow Satan to tell you things, so just to reveal that where you are, or the person you are looking up to is evil. But these Muslims could not see it. And they still cannot see it.
That's where the difference lies, I think.
All right, I'm going to pull us back a little bit.
Do you notice all through this conversation so far, the Jewish man have not said anything. He drink his water. he got thirsty from that guy talking. Like, man, you got something to sell. Only if you are selling something would you be talking so much. You are trying to sell something that is you believe is better, but it's not. It's totally not. If we have no fault, if we have no fault at all as human beings, if we have no fault as human beings, according to man, we have no fault because we all have fault. But according to man, man can't see any fault in us. Then guess what? Something is wrong. Something is wrong because we all have our little fault. You know, we all have fault in us. And of all the people in religion that I know of, Muhammad is the evilest. The evilest person that I've ever come across. Muhammad is like Hitler evil, like Putin evil, Hitler evil. That's how Muhammad was. And even worse because Muhammad is stealing souls. Hitler could only destroy the body. Putin can only destroy the body. But Muhammad was in the process of stealing souls.
A bit from the wonderful text.
This was great.
Door
I said the process. I should say the business of stealing souls.
that I opened.
Not typical of
oh my goodness. So much, I wish my husband was here.
It's like overhearing geeky theology.
I know.
First, it's the first time the Jewish thought. That's a geeky theology.
I want to step back a little bit in some of the practicalities. In all traditions, head covering is
and the head covering one is funny, man. It's so funny. So funny. That head covering one, I'm going to cover it another day. I was watching this last night. I watched it, part of it before, but I was finishing watching it last night. The head covering part is very funny because this guy is going to behave as if the head covering in Islam is from Allah with a good mind, and not telling you that Umar is the one who gave that revelation to the so-called God. So what I'm going to say now, I'm going to say, have a good day now. And don't you ever play now. Take Islam out your way now. You know. So what I say, man, peace out and God bless you all, man. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching. I never pay attention to my friends over here. I'm sorry, man. You know, I kind of was kind of moving it along. So let me see what my brothers and my sisters and my peoples are saying out here. Sorry about it. Dragon, Islam is a mess. God bless you. Welcome, brother. God bless you too, my sister. Peace of Christ be with you. Oh, yes. He say because he can be unbeliever and disgrace his parents. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're talking about the Moses incident. It was an innocent soul. Yes, he commit no sin at all, and they kill him. This is Islam for you, man. Oh, no, friend. This is Jesus, man. This one, this is Jesus' credit, my friend. Very intelligent. No, this is all from God Almighty, man. I wish the Caribbean would listen to your talk. One day they will. You know, it's God's will. Whatever God's will, it will be done, man. We can't rush anything. God have a plan. The plan will come through, man. You know, whatever God wants, that's what's gonna happen, man. Whatever His plan is, we can't rush it. You know, but when it comes to the intelligence, you know, it's a God, man. It's the Holy Spirit, not my intelligence. I often at work when I could have been talking, you know, the Holy Spirit drive you to listen to some things and do some, and then things that come into your head like, wow, where did this come from? You realize that it come from a higher place to reason this way. It's not just, you know, and I'm not a very good reader. You know, I'm not dumb, but I'm not the best of reader, you know. And sometimes I think I'm not seeing too good. Like, you know, I actually have my glasses here that my wife bought for me. Where is it? And I don't know about this nerdy look. You know, I grow up trying to be macho, so it's like it's hard to get rid of that. Yeah, but it's here somewhere on this table of paper, and my desk is full of paper. But I think I should start because sometimes I see the words and like there's blur in my eyes and I don't read it. But one day a video will go viral. I believe that, you know. I do believe that one day I'll make a video that go viral. I do believe that, you know. It's just the content, you know. You just gotta, the Holy Spirit gotta find the right content, and you know, you get to where you get to. But I do believe, you know, God's plan is God's plan, my friend. You know, I wanted to have this channel. I started this channel a long time ago, but I didn't have the equipment. And it's not like I couldn't buy the equipment, but for some reason, I never, there was something that's holding me back from getting the microphone and the camera and all this stuff. And I wanted a platform, and with StreamYard, it's just like a blessing. That's why I say God have his way and do have his plan. We, you know, things work, you know, and things can, you know, things will do. The man, God bless you, the man, God bless you. And what she says, Iblis is only one who don't commit shirk. And that's true. Iblis refused to commit shirk. The angel commit shirk. All the angel commit shirk. Crystal Rock is here, and Mr. Crunchy is here. So Mr. Crunchy says, it was a jinn shadow. Sure. And that part, that Quran verse is one of the crazy verses in the Quran. Let me see if I can find it. That was crazy, man. Reading a Quran verse, I was like, what? What did he just... What was the verse? I can't even remember the verse. Oh, the verse of bowing. I think it was 41. It's written somewhere here. 41, 30, 37. Let's read it one more time. IN 41. What's it? 37. This is a stupid Quran verse. And they say nobody can write like Allah. But this verse right here, I'm telling you, this is chicken scratch, man. I don't know what is wrong with Allah, man. Man, somebody need to. I think Allah fell off the bed one night when the womb. Remember, Sam Shamoun was telling us one time there's a womb who grab onto Allah. I think when the womb grab Allah, something wrong with Allah when the womb hold him. He haven't recovered, man. And of his signs are the night and the day, and the sun and the moon. Do not prostrate to the sun or to the moon. Is that the one? No, that's not the one. No, it gotta be 13, 15. It's gotta be 13, 15. 13, 15. that one really got me, man. I was like, what? Yes, that's it. And before God prostrate themselves willingly or unwillingly. So you prostrate yourself willingly or unwillingly. They'll drag you down so you prostrate. I don't know. I don't know what Allah gonna do to make you prostrate unwillingly. All things and beings that are in the heaven and the earth, as do their shadows in the morning and the evening. What Allah said right there. In the morning and the evening. What do you mean that people prostrate before Allah unwillingly? Like when I bend over to tie my shoes lace, I'm prostrating to Allah. And my shadow, so my shadow decided, like, hey, I ain't prostrating to him, and I'm bending over tying my lace, and my shadow decided, no, I'm not doing it. Actually, man, I was trying to find this cartoon where the shadow is doing something different from what the the shadow is actually doing something different, but I don't know why I can't find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. I'm gonna show you one because where the shadow is actually doing something different. Let's see if I could find one. Here it is. Here one. Here's one right here. And look at this one right here. Let me share it. This is one where the shadow is doing totally different from the man is doing. Allah is a trip, man. Man, Allah is like a comedy. if you look at some of these shadows, man, like this one here, you see how it let me see what I'm showing you guys. See this one here, like a soldier with a gun and an old man with a cane. And there's another one that I saw that was like, wow, this one have a lot of meaning. So this one is okay because the shadow is not his shadow. The shadow is the shadow of Christ. This one, where is it? Where is it? The shadow is the shadow of Christ. This one here. Where did it go? It disappeared, I guess. But I've seen some before where the shadow is saying doing totally different from what the man is doing. Totally different stuff from what the man is doing. But that is Allah for you, man. Allah living in a world where there is illusion. Allah is a trip. Here is another one. Allah, here is another one too. Allah, man. Allah don't play around, man. This is Allah. This is Allah right here with the money bag. Running away with this is Muhammad. People going to work and Muhammad's running with the money bag. Robbing caravan. That's Muhammad. This is Muhammad and his friend. It's Jibril. Look at Jibril, man. Jibril. I remember Muhammad thought Jibril was Satan, and run home to his wife. Cover me, honey. Cover me, honey bun. I don't know what is wrong. He actually said to his wife, "What is wrong with me? I fear for myself." He run home like a thief in the night. This is Allah walking up behind you, man, ready to. This is Islam right here. Islam is a loaded gun behind your head, ready to go off. That is Islam for you, man. Hey, look at this one right here. You know what that is? You remember the trees that gonna say, "There's a Jew hiding behind me. Come and kill him." That's the Islamic tree. The one that say, "There's a Jew hiding behind me. Come and kill him." And look at Jibril. This is Muhammad and this is Jibril. Oh my father, man. That's Muhammad and Jibril, man. Oh man. Allah is a trip to Cancun, Mexico, man. Allah is a trip, a round trip. Look at Muhammad with a jinn behind him. Anyway, my people, God bless you all, man. Let me get out of here, man. You follow this stuff, you'll be here all day doing stuff. Hey, my people, I love you guys, man. And I thank you guys for watching me, man, you know. And I would only be doing this by myself, but you guys watch my video. So I'm really grateful, man. And thanks a lot. And man, you know, we just gotta live, man, and live clean, live for Jesus, man. We all right. Momo, the peace spot lusted over woman and girl. You're a trip, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe, man. God bless you all, man. Thanks. And thank you, Dragon, man. I appreciate it. I'm when I get to a certain point, I'll get some moderators, man. But right now, I need, when I get some subscribers in, you know, we get some moderators in, and you know, I really would like sometimes where we come on and we dialogue, man. So anybody want to come on and we have fun and dialogue, you know, just let me know, man. And I have like an open show where we just talk about any topic. We don't have any set topic. We just talk about any topic and we have fun. God bless you too, my sis. You know, somebody said their favorite verse is Jeremiah. Jeremiah 29:11. Let me see what Jeremiah 29. Jeremiah 29 verse 1:1. Oh, yes, yes. For I know the plan I have for you, declare the Lord, plan to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future. Yeah, so it's all in God's hand, you know, and sometimes we don't need to rush anything, you know. It will, things will happen, man. Things will happen. If it's God's will for anybody have a channel, and if it's God's will for it to grow, it will grow. You know, you can't, nothing can stop it. I remember when Adam Seeker started his channel, this Muslim called Asana Batitata was just bad mouthing and talking so much about this man and his channel and how he have more follower than Adam Seeker. And then one day I was watching Adam Seeker, I wasn't paying attention to how many subscribers he had. And he advertised that he reached the 1,000 mark. I was so surprised. I looked down, I was like, man, for real? Like, and he was there, you know, and I went back to the Muslim and I told him, I said, see, when the man have a few subscribers, you were talking all kind of nonsense. Now he have subscribers, you know, because if it's God's will for you to be seen by people or be heard by people, you will be heard and seen. You know, if it's not his will, then you okay, he said to do that we need Streamyard link. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if you have Streamyard. If you have Streamyard, all I have to do is just send you the Streamyard link. But you know, we would plan like on certain days of the week we have like a roundtable talk where we could talk about different issues, because that can actually be very profitable to witnessing and to revealing Muhammad, because more brains have more ideas. The only thing is that we come with our idea based on what Islamic literature and stuff are saying, or the Quran is saying, or someone on a video is saying. You share a video and all that stuff, and we discuss the video and we laugh, and because Islam is fun. You know, when I say Islam is fun, I mean Islam is a comedy, a very dangerous comedy. But you know, we are human beings, and sometimes we have to laugh at some of the stupidity we see. You know, while we are laughing, we are actually pointing out how serious it is. At the same time, we are laughing. You know, I love you too, my brother. You know, love you with a godly love, man. So we you know, this is all we gotta do. So I'm gonna run out of here and see if I could go back to this job. I literally just finished a whole bunch of hours. I won't say on the year how many hours I've just finished, but I gotta go back to work. There's a shortage in nursing, and as much as I can help, I try to help. You know. So I will say peace out and God bless you all, man. And spread the channel. You know, that one way the channel grow is if someone share it there and share it here and share it, it will grow that way, you know. I have my, oh, you have a YouTube channel. I asked the other day who have a YouTube channel. I have my YouTube channel for you to try. It's Dragon. Okay, let me put it in right now and subscribe there. Oh, I can't copy and paste on this and this stuff right here. So let me put it in right here. Yeah, I did ask a question. I said, who got a channel? And only one person said they have. So Dragon, let me see what's the other, what is, sorry. Daenerys. Okay, I will get it. Daenerys. Ooh, which one is it? No, I don't think that is it. I see. This got to be it. They did this to him. Oh, they did this to him. What are you talking about? He's dead, and they do this. What is this Ali Dawa talking about? I really believe that Ali Dawa loses a man. I really believe Ali Dawa is losing his mind. I'm looking, my sister, but I don't see your channel. There's so many stuff about what's that? What's that? Daenerys? What's that name? No. There's so many channel with the so many thing with the last name. A whole bunch. You know, one way I can get to your channel, if you comment on the video, I could get to your channel that way. Because I'm going down and I'm not seeing you anywhere. But when any video you comment on, I could get to your channel from that way. You hear, my sister? If you comment on any of my video, I could click on your name from the video and it goes straight to your channel. Then I could subscribe to your channel from that. That's how I subscribe to the Great Commission channel, because I was trying to find his channel and couldn't find it. But then when I click on his name, it take me right to his channel. So, all my people, I'm out of here. And while I'm at work, I will subscribe to your channel from my phone. So thank you, people. God bless you all, man. And keep it Jesus. That's a new talk. So we're going to keep it Jesus. Let me share that one right there. Keep it Jesus. I think that's all we need to keep it. All righty.